We quite often get asked what is our preferred knot for attaching the braid to the mono leader for jigging and live baiting. Our preferred knot is the PR knot. So we're going to go and give you a quick demonstration how to do this knot. It retains 100% strength and it goes through the guides really nicely. What we're going to need is our fluorocarbon leader, a good set of mono and braid cutters, a PR bobbin and a cigarette lighter for melting the end of the fluorocarbon. Okay, so this knot, it requires a few different stages to tie it up. But our first stage is just to get the braid onto the bobbin. So we're using the Shimano Oshia bobbin. Nice and easy to use, this one, easy to get the braid through the end of it. There we go. So you want to wind it on. I usually wind it on about 14 half twists. That usually gives me enough length to finish off the knot. There we go. And it's got a little tensioner on the side there, so you can get the right amount of tension, so you can obviously get it nice and tight and it bites into the fluorocarbon leader. In this case we're using 100-pound fluorocarbon, and then this is probably the hardest part of the knot, is to start it off. So what I usually do is I grab both the fluorocarbon and the braid, wrap it around my finger, so I've got a nice lot of tension on there, and then you start winding the braid down the fluorocarbon. Okay, just has to be loose winds. Get to the end of there, and that's around about 50-60 millimeters long. And then you've sort of got to grip the edge of the braid to stop it raveling back up, and then do a couple of twists to get it started. And then you can give it a bit of a tilt on the angle on the fluorocarbon, and then you can start your winds. And I usually make my turns about 50 millimeters long, and that usually is strong enough and it's quite durable. So there you go. We've got all the turns on there, nice and tight, and it's gripping on. So now what we have to do is we want to lock this off. So what I find the best thing to do is wrap the fluorocarbon around your feet to grip it, and then also do the same with the braid. Wrap that around your feet, lock that off, and then you can get nice tension on there. Pull the bobbin off, and then we're going to do a one overhand knot to lock that off, down nice and snug against all those tight twists there. So go one way, and then we'll do it the other way just to lock it off good and proper. Okay, so now we've got that locked off. Pull it nice and tight so it digs in. So we want to cut that tag end off now. So just get our cutters, and I usually cut it about 8 or 10 millimeters long, that tag. And then we want to burn a little mushroom on the end of there, and that's what our line's going to grip up against. Okay, so you see that's got a nice little mushroom on the end there. And then what we can do is we can start our half hitches again, alternate half hitches. Always do alternate half hitches because they lock up a lot better. So one over, one under, one over, one under, and we're going to get the last one in here, and that's going to pull up nice and tight against that end of the mono. There we go. And then we'll do another 4 more down on top of the braid. Alright, there we go. So we've got it all nice and locked off now. And what we do now is we use the finishing knot, obviously, to finish this off, and it stops the knots coming undone as well. So this is very similar to a uni knot. What we're going to do is we put the line over, and then we twist it around 5 times around the braid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And to make this pull up nice and snug, what we do is we end up unraveling itself. So we can see we're turning it around there, and at the same time it's unraveling at this end. There we go, and that's all nice and snug in there. And then we're just going to pull that tag end through, and there we go. It's all, pull that nice and tight. That's all finished off. So what we want to do is get our cutters again, cut that off. And what I like to do, but you need to be very careful of this, is just burn that tag end of the braid. It really stops that knot coming undone after a lot of use. But you just need to be careful you don't compromise the strength of the braid there. There we go, 1 PR knot. For all the rods, reels, lures and terminal tackle and some great advice, call in and meet your team at your local Hunting and Fishing New Zealand store. And for more inspiring online fishing content, visit journeyofafisherman.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel.